Now, keep in mind, according to the CBO, as many as 20 million people, they say, could lose their employer-provided health coverage thanks to Obamacare. That does not include the individual market and, of course, small business. Joining me now with reaction to all of this and much more, author, columnist Patrick J. Buchanan, and Fox News contributor, radio talk show host Leslie Marshall. Leslie, they're saying 20 million. We've had experts on this program saying as high as 93, the Manhattan Institute, and others analyzing that the government's own numbers suggest over 100 million. So this keeps rolling out month after month. People get the cancellation letters. They get the rate shock. They get the shock they can't keep their doctor. When does it end politically for the Democrats?
Well, I don't think it's going to end politically for the Democrats in the way that maybe you would want, Sean. And the reason is, one, you know that an election's a year is a lifetime. Two, on the 13th of December, speaking of the Congressional Budget Office, we do have a budget with no solutions put forth by Republicans. Many Americans, millions of Americans, stand to lose their jobs. And Americans who lose their jobs won't have their health care benefits. So I think that'll be a moot point. The website will be fixed. Millions, I believe, like I said, talk to me about the number on May 1st. And if we don't have the number, then we can discuss it.
Millions are getting cancellation letters, Patrick J. Buchanan. Millions are getting rate shock, Pat. And that millions are getting angry. And I think rightly so. How does this play out?
Well, I think, look, we've got several million now that have lost their health insurance. And you've had a real debacle, a rolling disaster for about 5 or 6 weeks now, Sean. If anything like those numbers you mentioned, 20 million or 70 million or 90 million, this hemorrhaging of Barack Obama and his support and his backing is going to bleed on into the new year and all through it until those employer mandates take hold. I don't think it can survive that kind of beating when you've seen the beating the president has taken already from what I think we could say at maximum is 4 or 5 million people who have had their health care insurance canceled.
Well, listen, we're dealing with competency on one level and then credibility on another. The comments earlier by New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, well, we knew all along. No, we all knew. Listen to this.
Did you feel misled by Obama?
He should have just been more specific, because the point is, if you're being offered a terrible health care plan that the minute you get sick, you're going to have to go into bankruptcy, those plans should never be offered.
So were you misled?
He should have just been specific. No, we all knew. The whole point of the plan is to cover things people need, like preventive care, birth control, pregnancy.
No, we all knew. We all knew these problems were there.
You know, Sean, if this is true, this is astonishing. What they're saying is that they knew these 5 million policies would be canceled, and they deliberately went out and deceived and misled the American people, saying you all can keep the policies you've got, period. I mean, this is a massive deception, I think, that is worse in ways than this bay of pigs he's been presiding over, and that it goes to his credibility, his integrity, Leslie, and the belief.
The Wall Street Journal said that back in July of 2010, they knew and that they were debating it internally in the White House, but they didn't have the courage when they knew the numbers were going to be as high as they are and that people would lose their coverage and the prices would be higher. They didn't have the decency to tell the people the truth of this country. Now, that then gets to an issue of, okay, Americans don't trust their government and they don't believe their president, and they think their president lied to them, which he did. How does he ever get his credibility back?
No, I don't feel this is not malice. No, I don't feel it's malice, Sean. There's a difference between losing your plan
out of love,
and losing your insurance benefits.
Why did he lie?
Secondly, the insurance companies didn't need to do that. As you know, all they had to do was make an adjustment to so many of these plans. And what the insurance companies want to do is make the president and make this plan look bad. With regard to the president, what he meant was if you have the plan that complies with this,
you can keep it. He said that. He said it, and his White House knew better than that.
But,
Leslie, let me ask you a question.
Did he need to be more specific? Absolutely. But do I feel that he was maliciously lying? He did not go far enough in his comment. Absolutely. He was not specific enough with his comment. But I don't feel he was doing a no new taxes moment with the American people.
Let me get in here and ask you a question. Why didn't he tell us the truth? And should he have told us the truth? I mean, look, why not go out and say, look, there's a number of substandard plans out of there. They're going out the window. I'm sorry, you can't keep those. We're going to give you a better plan.
They couldn't tell the truth. They couldn't because it wouldn't have passed, Pat.
I know
guys.
that. I want Leslie's
quite
answer.
frankly, Pat, you have to remember, and as Sean knows, my husband's a physician. I own a medical center with my husband and other physicians. And one of the things that we forget here is, unless Senator Gillibrand has a crystal ball, did Blue Cross sit down and go over every single plan with the president and know exactly what they were and were not going to do? Were the insurance companies hopeful the Supreme Court was going to throw this out the window and the mandate would be ruled unconstitutional and they wouldn't even have to make these changes?
If millions of plans were going to go out the window, why didn't the president honestly tell us the truth? I think Sean is right. I think he knows health care wouldn't have passed if he'd gone out and said, look, we may not like it, but millions of these plans are going out the window because they ought to go out the window. We're going to have a better plan for everybody. Why didn't he tell us the truth? His credibility wouldn't be down below 50% if he had.
His popularity is in the 30s
It's still higher
now.
than Congress.
Well, wait a minute.
Still
Mark,
higher than
hang
Congress.
on. Even Democratic Senator Mark Beggett said this weekend that if the president ever comes to Alaska, he's going to bang Obama over the head.
Oh, come on, Sean.
That's what he said.
You know those politicians will say anything to get reelected, right or left. They throw their presidents under the bus often.
Oh,
This
they
is
will.
Would
common.
that be Obama, too, doing anything he can to get reelected? Yep, I'm afraid so.
Yeah, good point.
Oh,
Well,
I
we'll
think
end it
they
there.
all do it, Pat.
All right, good luck in your service. I might sell now while the getting's good. Appreciate you being with us.